Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining me tonight here for craft night. We are continuing on the Granny Square Quilt. We finished sewing the borders on last night, so all we have to do is finish pressing, and then we have a front of the quilt done, and we'll start working on the back. So that is the plan for the evening. Thanks for joining me. My name is Alyssa from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So, all right, let's get going tonight here. All right, and the embroidery of the month again is our butterfly embroidery. I sent out bundles today, so all of your bundles should be in the mail. So you can expect them soon. If you haven't got yours yet, that's fine. You'll still probably get it before we start stitching it, which is not next week, but the week after we'll start stitching our little butterfly there. All right, time to press this second outer border here. So we did the first border. Here's the second. And all we have to do is press, and we are done with this front. Ooh, let's get that corner a little bit better. I think I kind of squished this side a little. So I'll probably give this whole thing a good iron before actually sandwiching it with the back and the back and the batting. So this is just gonna kind of get it going the right direction, and then eventually I'll press this whole thing once I have a nice big surface to do that on, and then I will pin it to the back and the batting. That is a later agenda for sure. So tonight I'm hoping we can get going on the back of this quilt. And I think I'm going to use just different fabrics that we use on the front. So I didn't put it away when I was done any of those fabrics. I just put it in a bin, and I have them nearby. So I figured we'd open that up, see what we got in there, and I'm just going to start sewing large pieces together, I think. Start just building some size up, just like improv piecing, but with larger pieces, and we'll just see what happens with that. I have no real plan other than just like, let's improv piece things together. And I'm going to do the big pieces so it gets done faster, in theory. If there's anything that jumps out at us for binding, we can look at that too. I don't know if I have enough. Oh, let's get this guy. I don't think I have enough. I might not have enough of one color to do a binding. So, Patty, I am going to attempt to quilt this in the way it's suggested in the pattern, which is Crazy Town. I'll show you guys it. First of all, I've never done quilting based on what a design has told me to do quilting as, and I've never done any quilting this intricate. So I thought it'd be a good challenge. So here is the quilting that's suggested. I mean, look at all of that. So how I think we'll go about doing this is you can kind of see that every main piece, like every block, is outlined, and the border is outlined. By outline, I just mean like they've done a straight row or a straight stitch, like in the ditch, in the seam. You know, you have all this fancy stuff, but you have this straight line here too. So I think that's like step one. Step one is we'll just trace around each square and each border with just a straight stitch. That'll kind of hold everything in place. And then I gotta figure out how to do these fancy blobby deals in the centers of each. Well, lots of practice since I think, what is it? I have 36 of them to do. Oh my god, that's freaking me out thinking about that. And then I'm not quite sure how we'll do all of this zigzag stuff yet either. Everything else, the border stuff, I think I can manage. That doesn't mean I think it's gonna be easy, and I'm gonna have to like practice this shape. I don't think I've done this shape before. Um, so a whole lot of stuff I have not even close to attempted as far as quilting goes. Um, so that's why I think I'm gonna give it a try. So we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. So much bulk now. I'm just trying to flip it around to the other side so I can press the second edge. Oop, I'm not there yet. Here we go. Oh man, Sylvia, that's not a bad idea. Sylvia says, I think you should cut 2.5 inch or 2.25 inch strips before sewing the pieces for the back. So I don't actually know. Well, yeah, I do. I was thinking I don't actually know how big this is, but we can go by these strips. Like this, these were 71 inches, and the other two were 68. So we could cut strips for the binding first. That's assuming we're going with like this patchwork binding. I don't even know if I have anything that's the width of the fabric. I'm gonna have to just look. We'll open up the bin. I have it right here, and we'll just see what there is to see. Oh, I should have checked if I had any of this teal left as well. If I do, I can use it on the back. So I did quickly, right before coming on here, attempt to wind some bobbins with this machine. And I got 2 bobbins very partially wound. My thread broke both times, so I got to kind of figure that out. It did work better than usual, though. I put one of those silicone bands on the wheel for the bobbin winder, and that's helped grip onto the large wheel of the machine better. So it's doing better than it has before. But I don't know why the thread was breaking. I was kind of at the last bit of the spool of thread, so it might be because of that, but I'm not sure it was. I think it's snagging on something. So I'll have to sit down with it more in depth and take a look at it again. But if we do run out of bobbin today, I will have a slightly more to use, so I think we'll be fine for today at least. Probably for the rest of the week. Oh, Kimberly, I just love this project too. I can't believe we're this far on it. I mean, we've been working away on this guy for a long time, but I really do think it's pretty, and I'm not sick of it yet. I mean, I want it to be done, but I love, these granny squares. I could see, whipping some strips out and doing that again. Oh, quite the pucker there. It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna have to deal with that when we quilt. Okay, so there we are. Our front is done. So we got the nice border on now. Let me just try and get the corner there. There we go. So pretty. I'm excited. I'm going to have to lay this out. Oh, well, I can't even lay it out on our floor. We don't have any place big enough really to lay this. I could actually lay it on the bed, but I don't have enough good lighting up there to take a photo of it really. At some point, I'm going to have to lay this out and see what it looks like. But I'm excited. Yay! All right. Top done. Ooh, put a big check mark on there. That feels good. It's saying that I have the top done. All right. All right. I'm going to just shush this onto the floor for now. Oh, little baby quilt here. Not even gonna fold it up all nice. I'm just gonna bunch you like crazy. Okay. So let's get the bin out here. So this is my second bin for this project. I have all these like little project bins. What do we got going on in here? Oh, it looks like we have 14 extra strips. So we do have some strips. Oh, but these are not wide enough for a binding. But we could sew all these together for part of the back. That'd be kind of fun. All right, what else do we got? Oh, look, here's some teal. So, oh, we have a whole pile of teal left. So we really could do the binding in this teal, which is kind of how it is in the instructions. The instructions says use the same color. Otherwise, oh, we do have a ton of this white too. So this, it could be fun, like framing it in the white. That could be kind of striking. Ooh, I'm kind of tempted to just do white on the edge. And then we can use the teal for some of the back. What else? These are pretty large pieces yet. I think we could get a back out of these and just piece the heck out of them. Ugh, there's tons of fabric here. Oh, here's some more white as well. Oh, and then we have some smaller pieces. Oh, those are cute. I think we just start sewing these together. There's a lot of directional fabric, which means that it lies in one direction, like they're not, the prints aren't scattered. So like if I go like this, those look upside down, you know, versus like this. And same with these couple other ones. These are all, we got a lot of directional fabric. So maybe I'll try and sew them so they're all upright. This is a lot of old penguin and fish fabric. So this is going to be fun to use. All right, I'm thinking, oh, this blue for the binding. I think this would clash a little bit too much with the teal. Actually, that's kind of pretty, isn't it? So this is, the teal is the main color of the front. So I suppose we can kind of test on this. Well, we can actually test on the main thing, but I think this is going to get the idea. So that's what like this blue binding would look like. I'm not sure we have enough of this. Let me look at this white. I don't know. I kind of think white would frame it really nice. Let's bring this guy back up here. So that's this is how it would look framed by the white, which is kind of fun. There's just something kind of special about a white binding, I think. And I was trying to play up the white in here, so I don't know, maybe a white binding would be okay. It'll be like folded over a bit. I'm kind of liking that. Yeah, the quilt is square, so directional is like a problem, but you know, if you're having the quilt top up, you're not going to know that the directional fabric isn't directional because you won't see it. I don't have any, oh, I do have some darker blue. Not enough to do much with. You know, we could still do a patchwork of binding, which I still kind of like that idea. So we could do this dark blue, which I think would be fun. Okay, so we can get a couple strips out of here. We could get maybe like a couple strips, or like one strip maybe out of here. I know we can get more out of here, but then, you know, we can have it look patchworky. So I can have like a little dark blue, a little of this pale blue, and then maybe the rest white, and that will be like our patchwork outside. I think that was going to need. Oh, yeah, there was an idea to do this as the outside, but I don't know. I kind of think that's a little bold, and I don't think I'll have enough of that. I could add it to the patchwork a little bit, but I think I'm just going to leave this on the back. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a patchwork of these three and have it mostly be white. And then the rest of these I will sew together, just kind of randomly improv piecing for the back. And anything left over I'll put all like circled in teal here. I could definitely probably finish the back of the quilt with just the teal, so that would be, in theory, be another option. But I'd love to just use up these pieces in it a little bit. I don't know, I'm a little undecided. Undecided, that's using up some of my penguin and fish fabric, but we'd either go like all teal or play around with it more, and I like being able to play around with it. And then it'd be awesome to just sew all these together as well. So, all right, let's assume we'll figure that out. I do like the idea of starting with the binding just so I can get it out of the way. So, therein lies a little bit of a trick, because this is not a normal width of fabric. Oh gosh, and it's cut all crazy. So, oh man, what do we got going on here? So, geez, I might just have to... What is going on? I suppose I could get some shorter little pieces out of here, and it'd look even more patchworky. Let's do that. Okay, so our main patchwork ideas are going to be from this and this, both of which are a normal width of fabric. So let's call it like 42 inches or so. All right, we need to do some quilting math here. Hi, and I am the worst at that. So let's get some... Oh, I do have a little piece of paper here. All right, let's get some itty-bitty math going here. So I'm going to round up a little bit. So, well, we had 71 inches and another 71 inches. And then we had, so that's like 142. Okay, and then we had, let's call it it was 68 inches, but let's just call it 70 inches. So then I can just do another 140. So these are the borders. Oh, but that would be longer. So let's just call it 142 twice. So that's 280, 284. So we're at 284 inches. All right. So that's the distance around the perimeter. So we need to know that in strips. So, and we need to add more on each side. So let's see. What is 60, 70, I'm trying to figure out, so 70, let's call it like width of fabric 40 inches. I know that's shy, so that's 2,800. So bear with me, you guys. If you know it, you always add Amy says she always adds 20 inches. If you guys got this math for me, let me know. I'm thinking if I have 40 inches, seven 7 times 40 would be 280, and that would almost get me to the amount I need. So 7 strips. So let's call it 8 strips and maybe 9 strips to be safe. 8 strips would probably be 20, but I think these will be short. So why don't let's do 8 strips, and then I'll add on a few of these shorties, and then we'll be good. Does that seem to make sense? Everyone, that I would only need like 8 strips plus a little extra? Let's see. Scrappy, do not make them too uniform. Splash and mix the colors. 12 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to be losing a lot of inches by putting things together as well. So, let's do... I probably need at least 8 strips. So I can do... I'll do 8 full strips out of these, and then I'll cut a pile of these extra little ones, and then, or maybe I'll cut 9 strips out of these two, and then I'll cut a pile of little ones out of here, and then maybe I can chop up these a little bit and put in these, but the 9 strips should be plenty, right? Because that's going to get me like 360 inches when I only needed 280. Plus all the inches that we'll lose by sewing them together. Okay. I think we got it. Yep, I'm speaking in tongues a little bit, I think. So, all right, I'm going to shoot for 9. If it was a normal binding, 9 would be like 1 too many, almost 2 too many. But we are going to like patchwork this a hair. So, I think we're in the realm. If anything, we'll be close enough, and I can do the real math later once we have a few of them together. So, all right, I'm going to just cut, I'm going to do 2 1/4 inch. I think that's my go-to, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm going to cut these at 2 1/4 inch. These ones I'm just going to, this dark blue I'm just going to cut till I don't have any more, and we'll just see how many strips that is. Lining up the fold. It's pretty wrinkly, but we're going to deal with it. All right, I need a long ruler. Let's see if this is long enough. Okay. I might just rotate this mat around to do the other bits. Oh, Pamela says she understood me completely. Okay, that feels good. So, by understanding me completely, let me know if I am on base here. Like if I'm doing this right or if I'm totally wrong. You'll lose 2 inches at each join, so your math is good. So the 9, yeah, I'll lose 2 1/4 inches really from each join. So if I'm doing enough for 360 inches and I only need like 284 inches, let's call it 280. Then I'll have like 80 inches to spare, right? 60 plus 20. Okay, I should not, no matter how many pieces I cut together. Well, divide that by 2, so 40. So I'm allowed 40 joins, basically. Yeah, so we're not going to do that many by a long shot, so we'll be fine. And you know what? It's kind of, my mom started doing this, but it's kind of fun to have little extra binding bits here and there. My mom actually saves them all, like all the extra binding from the quilts that she works on. And then you can put those all together in like some scrappy deal sometime too. So I think that's just a fun idea, saving, as long as you're making them all like the same size, saving your binding pieces. All right, 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to cut these as full strips just to get my bearings on like how close to 9 inches or 9 strips we are. So, okay, if that math was crazy for you, because I know I was just kind of rambling, what we were trying to do is know how like the diameter or the perimeter of the quilt, like how many inches is that? And we came up with that it's about 284 2 inches or so. So the binding needs to be at least that big, right? But we're going to be putting them together at that angle where I sew at the diagonal and fold it up, kind of like how we did the border strips. So we're going to lose 2 1/4 inches on each join by doing that, because we'll be cutting off that like triangle and stuff. So you gotta take, so then the other math is that the width of a normal quilting weight fabric is between like 42 and 44 inches. So I gotta see, okay, how many 42 to 44 inch strips are needed to make a binding that's gonna go around the whole distance of the quilt. And then I gotta add in the whole deal of that I'm going to lose those inches for every join. So it's a little mind puzzle that always kind of gets me. I'm actually surprised at how quickly I came up with a number. So I think if I wasn't doing any, if I wasn't like going to do any shorter pieces and stuff like that, and I was just doing all length of strip things, I think 8 would have gotten me there, and I would barely have cut into the 8th one. It would be 7.5 or something that I'd need. But in this case, where I'm going to be joining them a whole lot more, in theory, I need some extra. So I'm just going for 9, and I suspect I will have a lot left over. Okay, there, I just chopped up that, so that's what we'll do for these strips. And I think let's, I might just chop into these right away. Let's just decide to make these patchworky. So maybe I'll leave like 2 full length. I gotta remember that I only have 4 here, so I gotta make like 5 out of here. Or I make 4 out of here, and then enough of that other blue to equal at least 1 more strip. Maybe I do that. Oh yeah, so Patty's got it. So we would be like plenty good with the 7 strips probably. But again, we wouldn't actually be good enough with the 7 strips because we would need to subtract that 2 1/4 inches 7 times. So that's like what, like 16 inches or something. So if we subtract that, let's call it 14 inches, we subtract that from the 294, then we're at 280, and we needed like 282. Okay, so that's cutting it too close, so that's why up to the 8 inches, or the 8 strips, and then we're doing the extra patchwork, so that'll add a little bit more. So you know what? I think I'm going to just I kind of like longer pieces of binding. I think I'm going to leave these all long, and maybe I'll do 2 or 3 together, and then put some of that other blue stuck in between, and then maybe do another of the dark blue, and then like move over there. I'm going to keep these blues, these dark blues, and the whites pretty long, and pepper in the other ones a little bit versus chopping these other ones up, I think. Yeah, so let's do 4 out of here. Ooh, I do not know what shape this is in. Oh, it's like folded really oddly. Huh. Alright, well, this end, sheesh Louise. I got a lot of this fabric. I should do something with this pretty white. Okay, we got a total mess here. It's just folded up super weird. It's like, well, it's not folded up weird, it's just folded like end to ends together and then the next ends together, and for a bolt of fabric, seems odd. Okay, so 4 strips of this. I'm just going to get that first cut, and then I'll try and rotate this around. I'm just putting that fold on a bottom line here. Let's get that first cut nice and clean. We could just sew this binding together. Maybe let's completely finish this binding, and then like fold it, or like iron it, sew it, fold it in half, and roll it up. Let's just get this done, so I don't have to look at the binding again until I have to sew it on, and it'll be ready to go. I like that idea. Yeah, maybe we can get this whole binding done. Oh yeah, this could be for the back. That's true. Maybe we should be more thoughtful with the back than I was than I was thinking, because we do have quite a bit of fabric, so we could play, like maybe there's something fun we could do with, you know, this and the teal, or I don't know, maybe we do more of a design. It could be like a big, like a blown up block or something. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I have a whole lot more fabric than I thought, so that's exciting. I mean, I suppose I just grabbed all this from my stash. It's all set to make another quilt. All right, so I just need 4 of these buggers, and then I'll get the rest in that light blue. Ooh, I'm kind of excited. Oops. Moved. I'm excited to have some of this white in the quilt. In the binding. Okay. Hate cutting strips this big. These are the True Grip stickers. I gotta just kind of clean these off, and I think I need a few more on. They're falling off. I've had them on there for ages, but that's one of my favorite products. So my ruler like doesn't move. Like I'm kind of shaking it, and it's just not moving. Ugh, it's awesome. That's like my biggest fear is like that my ruler's just gonna shimmy off somewhere. And that's how it always used to be when I started. I mean, I'd do this a lot. I'd veer off. So that was the first thing I had to learn not to do, is to really go up against the ruler and not get lazy, because then I'd veer off into my fabric. That's not fun. But now it's just that my ruler's gonna move all over and I'll lose fabric. All right, this is 3. Ooh, all right. Shoot. Couple little nicks in here. Time to change the blade. Time to change a lot of things. Time to clean the machine, probably clean and oil the machine, and I don't know, clean up, switch my blades. This does not look right. No, I'm 1.5, not 1 1/4. There we go. 2 1/4. 1 2 1/4. Jeez. Okay. All right, that's 4. Okay. A little paranoid that I cut some of these too big, but no, they're all 2 1/4. Good. All right, so done with the white fabric. So now we need like the equivalent of one more. Actually, we're probably fine. Like I could stop now and we just have this blue and the white, but I do want to pepper in a few of those other ones. I'm going to try and roll this up like a bolt. Oh, you know how I like doing that? I like grabbing a ruler like this and then rolling it up. It's quite a mess now, though, so let me figure that out. There we go. Now, next time I use this, it won't be so weird. I started with like a nice straight edge and I'm rolling up to the weird cut edge. So next time I use this, I'll have to cut off the crazy bit that's there. I'm prepping for future self right here, and that's always nice. Yeah, so see how like cut up and choppy this is. I mean all the way down to here. Like I don't even know what this was used for. Something where I needed a certain shape, that's for sure. Weird shapes. But alright, now I can take that ruler, just pull that ruler out, and now I can just kind of fold it up there. So this is like the new bolt. So, alright, let's grab this. Now this guy seems all chopped up. Gotta kind of analyze what we even got here. we got a bunch of selvage. So here I could just kind of chop some pieces out of here. I would need to like recut this. All right, just out of curiosity, so if I want like a ninth piece, so I need like 44 inches or so. So, I mean, I think 3 of these strips would actually probably get me there. 15, 30, 45. Yeah, I would only need like 3 strips of this, and we can pepper those 3 strips throughout. I kind of like that idea. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to cut the strips. Let's see. How should I do this? Let's shimmy it up. I think I'm going to just kind of nick this piece off here. Call that a day. You're a scrap. All right, and then I'm going to cut the 2 1/4 pieces, 3 of them, and then I'll layer them together and cut off the ends. I think this other end's probably straight enough. Glove. Okay. Full concentration mode activated. All right, I'm going to rotate, because I'm just using one ruler, so it's the rotating each time. Okay, so I'm going to cut 3 of these. 2 1/4. So this strip will be a little longer than the others, because that one I got a full piece out of, pretty much. I'm excited about this binding. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be that little extra pretty touch. I think that dark is going to showcase the front of the quilt, and I think the white will too, and it'll be nice with this light colored peppered in. All right, one more. Man, I feel like I'm not using up any fabric. Like, what is this 3 strips isn't using up any of this gigantic piece of fabric yet. Man, I'm going to have fabric forever. I'm like slow motion. In my head, I'm slow motion recycling by using up all my fabric little by little, but dang, a little goes a really long way. So we have tons of fabric left. So that's that. I'll have to figure out a decent way to fold those up later. All right, let's plop this guy in half again, so it's a little easier to use. And let's just, while I'm here, I'm just going to trim off the oddball edges of these. And then we're really kind of ready to start putting these together. I'm going to be just kind of I'm going to be thoughtful, but kind of random with it too. Fine, we'll trim that one too. All right. This feels a little thicker and weirder. I mean, actually all 3 of these fabrics are from 3 different manufacturers, so they're all going to act and feel a little bit different, so that'll be interesting. Okay, so we are basically ready here to sew our pieces together. I don't think I'm going to really press it until after they're sewn. So I think we can just start. Why not? All right, let's get these guys in. So I think let's just think about it. Maybe I'll do like 2 white. Or maybe I'll do 3 white, then a blue. Let's just put it in order. 3 white and a blue. Then maybe I do a couple dark, maybe two, or maybe a dark blue, and then maybe the white again. And then let's throw in a blue. I'm just zigzagging this potential binding around. And then maybe we do like another two blues and then this guy. So I have kind of two in between each one of those. I don't know if I like that. Let's switch this. Let's go blue, this blue, and then we'll do another white. And then three blues and a light blue, and then we'll get one extra blue in there. And then we'll either be cutting off a little bit of this blue or a little bit of this white from the final quilt. Okay, so this is the general patchwork of it all right here. So I think this is the plan. So let's just kind of like put these in order, right? So I'm gonna leave them in order here. But this is where I'm gonna actually grab my little pin wristband here again, and we'll pin these together like how we did those other those borders. We're basically going to do the same way. I'm going to, let's get a little ruler and a pencil too. I'm going to draw diagonals on here. So this guy and this guy was next, right sides together. I'm overlapping them a little just because I have the selvage on the one, and then we'll just trim the other side too. All right, pinning there. This is exciting. Getting a binding done. Okay, so then this would fold up. And we'd shimmy to there. Then this guy would be next. We do right sides together again. I gotta say it out loud so I don't mess it up. Oh, I'm not really aligning them very well. Let's put this one on a line and this one parallel to the line just to make sure I'm sort of getting these square. Yay, a fun patchworky binding. You can sort of see the pencil line on there. If anything, I'll just aim for the diagonals. Alright, so now this is where I gotta make sure I'm on track. So we're going to flip it up. So this is the right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side. Okay, and then the next one we're going to do another dark blue. Flip it up, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side. Right sides together. I'm going to be sewing on these diagonals. So it's helpful to draw them on. Okay, flip up. This is why we're going to lose the 2 1/4 inches each time, is from doing this process. All right, so right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side. Next one is a blue scrappy. right side, right side, right side. Oh, I can tell it's the right side because this one actually does have a right side. This dark blue has quite a bit of selvage hanging up there. Okay. Jeez, this feels long. All right, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side. We got a ton more strips to do for this yet. So this is gonna be extra long. We're gonna have extra. Oh, Amy, I'm loving this dark blue too. I'm glad I'm getting to use it. We could have done tons of scrap. Like we could have done like a whole pile of those other fabrics as scraps, but I think this is nice. It's scrappy without like, I don't know, being overdone, I suppose. Even though overdone would look super cool too. But I think this is nice. Okay, now we got a bunch of white ones. Okay. Right side. Yeah, I got 3 white ones here yet. We're going to have a ton of binding left over, I think, but that's okay. With binding, I'm much of the rather be safe than sorry. I've had to put in a couple extra inches a few times, and it's a bummer when you're already sewing it onto the quilt and it's already folded and pressed and all that, and then you need like a few more inches on there. It just sucks. So a little bit extra. Oh gosh, the selvage goes all the way to here on this. A little bit extra is fine with me. Like I said, we'll have binding for later, which will be nice. Next time we do something super scrappy, we'll have some binding. All right, one more. Then we sew. I think we can easily get this all sewn. Tonight still. Ugh, this will feel good to have done. I know I was thinking we'd start on the back and everything, but it's kind of nice to just completely have this out of the way. We'll just be able to set it aside, and then we can work on the back without having to worry about the binding at all. That's going to be great. All right, we are ready to sew. I'm going to just leave this right here, and this will be my first one. All right, let's do it. Over to the machine. Okay. Let's start with a leader as well. So let me grab another one of those. Okay. I have a new thread on the top. It's not new, but it's not that gray anymore. It's my last neutral color. Oh, I remember we talked about doing like that pale orange for the quilting of this too. We'll have to look at that again. Pale orange thread color. Alright, I'm just going to sew on top of these. I think I'm going to deal with the pins after. So, alright, let's grab next one. So when we're done here, we'll trim them apart and then just, before I cut the actual fabric, we'll make sure that I didn't do any of these backwards, because I'm always a little paranoid about that. Then if we're good, we'll cut off these extra bits and we can press this. Oh, it's a lot though. We got so much here. Oh, I can super duper easily see this pencil line. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to see it very well on this dark, but it's totally fine. I can 100% see it. It's just super shiny too, the pencil line. Alright, where are you going? Oh, the blue. Kind of twisting. I'm kind of doing this a little bit weird. I started on the end instead of the front, so I gotta like twist these into place, but once it's all off the machine, it's gonna be fine. Just a little tough with these shorty blue ones. Oh, we're getting there. A couple more. I always think it's fun sewing these all at once, and then you got this crazy loopy banner kind of going. I'll show you that in a sec. Oh, we do have actually a few more here. Oh, this is the last one. Great. All right, let's get the leader on here. All right, and snip, and we're done with that. So, all right, here's our kind of crazy, like, loopy mess here. All of our little joins. Oof, there's so many of them. All right, let's just go down the line and get these pins off so I don't stab myself anytime in this process. And then I'll come back and snip them all. Snip all the joining threads, and then we can make sure that I haven't done any of them backwards. I won't need my little wristband on anymore either. Even though it's so cute. Ooh, and you. Alright, I suppose I'll just go back this way and trim them all. So many. Uh-oh. I did not sew this one. How did that happen? We got one in the middle here. Okay, that's bizarre. Did not sew him. Let's go back and do that. Okay. Take that pin off. All right. I think we're in the right spot now. So let's just I'm gonna just run my hand through this so that I keep it all on the same plane here. All right, let's do it this way. So that okay. So once I run my hand through here, all of these flaps should be in the back. If they're not, then I've messed up. So far, so good. All right. All right, this is promising. It looks like we did it all right so far. Cool, so I'm going to snip all these ends off yet tonight. And then tomorrow we will deal with the task of pressing. And pressing a binding is like an ordeal, I feel like. Because we actually have to press the binding in half this way, the whole entire length. And we have a lot of length here, so... Alright, but that all got done correctly. That's good. I'm going to switch this out and get my scissors. Alright, let's just go down the edge again. I'm going to do it the same direction. And I'm going to cut all these joints. So I'm just kind of cutting at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You could use a rotary cutter, but I think meh. Let's do it like this. I'm just going to get the dog ears while I'm at it. Get a little scrap pile going. And we'll just go down the line. It'll be nice to press this because all these are really wrinkly. In theory, you'd press it beforehand, but I figured, we're going to be pressing it a ton after, and I only need to match up these little bits here. We'll be fine. So we'll run the iron through over the whole thing first, and then get the seam allowances flat, and then we'll do the whole folding thing. Look at it, it's going to be so fun with these little blips of blue in, I think. This dotted blue. It's going to be cute. It'll be nice and sweet. Just sew together all these little triangles back together in little tiny half square triangles for some improv quilt later, maybe. I gotta stop saving all this stuff. I'm just making more projects. Well, I feel good about tonight. We made some decisions. Got almost a full another step done on the quilt. Feeling good about this. So yeah, tomorrow we'll finish this binding for sure, and for real start on the back. Maybe we'll just make more decisions on that too. We'll see like the fabrics we have again, and if we want to just improv piece, which I like doing, but I've been doing that a lot. Maybe we actually plan it out. Don't do improv piecing. I don't know. I have no idea what that would look like. Ooh, that's an oddball one. Alright, you know what? I'm kind of tempted to just kind of trim this, just get as 90 degrees as I can. Trim that selvage off. See what the other end looks like. Aha. got it. That was easier than I thought to find the other end. Let's just pretend we're cutting that straight too. I think that'll do. Okay, we have a binding. Ooh, this is going to be so cute on it. Yeah, this is a fun little group of stuff here, I think. All right, I like it. Okay, so that is the plan for tomorrow. We will press this whole binding, the whole length of it, and then fold it in half, the whole length of it. And then we gotta wind it up on something just to like keep it at bay and stored while we work on the rest of the quilt, because it'll be a long time before we see this binding again. We gotta do the whole entire back, sandwich the whole thing, quilt the whole thing, and that's some intricate quilting that we were looking at. So that might take ages, and then we'll need the binding again at that point. So it'll be some time. So we'll hang out with the binding tomorrow, and then we will put it away for a long time. So awesome. So thank you guys again for joining me. Check out that embroidery of the month, the butterfly. I'll be sending out some more bundles. For any new orders, we'll be sending those out later, and you should still be able to get them before we stitch it, not next week, but the week after. So thank you all, and have a fabulous rest of your evening. Happy crafting. Good night.